Alright, welcome guys to X-Wing Tactics. This video I'm going to discuss the E-Wing. Personally one of my favorite Rebel ships. I think he's probably one of the best in the meta right now. So let's just get into the basics on him. So he's got a 3 attack, 3 evade, 2 hull, 3 shields. So, you know, he's like an X-Wing, but an A-Wing, like mixed together. And his actions are focus, target lock, barrel roll, evade. Which is, when I first saw that, I'm like, wow. But then when I looked at it, I go, wow, 35 points. That's a lot. But I know it's a lot of points, but you do get what you pay for. So it does come with 4 different pilots. 2 unique and 2 just standard. So you got the Nave pilot skill of 1. I just don't think that a pilot skill that low works good with this type of ship, because this is like an elite ship. Obviously you're not going to play multiples of these. That's just way too many points. So playing a low cost like that, like throwing him into a build, just doesn't make any sense. So I reject that one. And the same thing with this. 3, I mean, that gets you out of Predator, but still. But I mean, if you were going to run just a generic one, I would just say that at least. At least you're not getting TIE fighters like outmaneuvering you. So maybe this one. Now these 2 guys are great. A bot here has the ability when an enemy out inside your firing arc at range 1 or 3 is defending, the attacker may change one of his hits to a crit. So that works for all of your ships. So that's pretty great. But really, the star of really the meta right now is Corran Horn. And he is mostly because pilot skill 8 is pretty good. And at the start of the end phase, you may perform 1 attack, and you cannot attack next round. So that enables him to attack twice in a round. And at first I was like, that's okay. I mean, that's good. You can attack twice, but then you can't attack the next turn. Like, how good is that? It's really good, okay? Being able to double tap on something is very powerful. Say you're attacking a Millennium Falcon with the C-3PO little combo with a Millennium Falcon on it. So you attack the first time. Obviously, he's going to get, if he evaded, he's going to get 2 evades. So you're only going to possibly get, if you're in range 2, 1 hit. Range that possibly 2. Most likely, you're not even going to get a hit. And you're going after a ship with like 13 hit points on it. So you're totally at a disadvantage. Except you attack the first time. Now he's got to think about it. Hold on. If I use these, second attack, you're not going to have any defense. So the double tapping works really well, especially against ships that have a minimal amount of evading. And they're relying on those actions. Like with Sooner Fell, you know, he's relying on turtling up and doing all his little abilities, you know, his little double focus stress thing. And, you know, you hit him the first time, yeah, you're probably not even going to get anything. But you can be able to attack that second time. And that makes all the difference. The next turn, you know, you just can move and maneuver in a way where you're not going to get hit. You kind of have to, you need to think a little ahead when you're going to do the double tapping. You need to optimize it, obviously. So I usually only use it in range 1, just for that maximum attack. If you're going to use it and be left not attacking the next turn, you want to make it worth it. So use sparingly. And it definitely makes him very deadly. So let's get into the upgrades that I use with him, that I pretty much see everyone use. It's kind of like standard now. Veteran Instincts. That brings him to a 10. So What does that mean? That he outmaneuvers Sooner Fell, which are used all the time, and Whisper. And pretty much any ship that's a 9 or below. And if you keep your build cost below, then you win the bidding cost. So you'll get initiative. So you'll always be attacking first. Or moving last if you're worried about that, so you can outmaneuver them. So I've seen the E-Wing very easily outmaneuver, Sooner Fell, any of these guys. I mean, I was again in a game. I was playing against Sooner Fell, with the standard, the auto thrusters and all that, and stealth device, and they still had stealth device on them. They had no hits on them, and I had my E-Wing, and I blew up both of these, and I didn't even get any hit points. I didn't get any damage on my hull against them. And that's mainly because of this other upgrade, fire control system. And that just allows you to get a target lock after you attack. So once you get that first target lock on them, whatever one you're focusing on, you're always going to have a target lock. So you have incredibly good rolls. You're just going to be rolling great all the time. You don't get something good, you're going to re-roll. Wow, that was awful. Sometimes that does happen, and that's why you have it a second attack, and you'll still have a target lock on, and you'll do another one, and then you'll get a hit like this. Now you got 3 hits and a crit. So, and on that second attack, they'll use the focus or evade or something, and you'll hit really hard. And then comes the third upgrade is why he really wins is R2-D2. Now with R2-D2 you can, whenever you perform a green maneuver, you may recover 1 shield. So he has 3 shields, which is great. So, and you think about it, he's got 3 evade, and this ship's got 3 or 4 attack. So if you have at least 1 evade on him when they're attacking, and you're rolling these, they're very unlikely to get any hits through. And if they do, say he did the 3 there, he had just evaded it right there. So a lot of times you're not even going to get hit. And then when you do, it's like 1 or 2. And you never get any damage on your hull or any crits on your hull. And that's what you want to do. And then after that happens and you've lost a couple shields, you're going to want to regroup, move, and do those green maneuvers to replenish the shields. And you can play that game back and forth, and that's why E-Wing will always beat the Sooner Fell when he has this build. Now, granted, you could do really bad dice rolls, and you could get blown up. But if you play it really safe, most likely that will never happen. If you know you're going to get shot at him, you got to do an evade to mitigate that damage. But if you're going to do a jousting match and you're going to be doing his 3 turn and coming back around and he's shooting at you too, that's a gamble. This situation here where you've turned around because obviously don't want any ships to get behind you. You're not able to take that action this time, though you'll still have fire control system, so you'll still have a target lock, so you're still attacking hard. But he's going to get that 1 really good attack on you with no evade on it. I would only do this if you had all your shields, because the most he can do is 3, so you'll still have all your shields, he won't do any damage to you. Most likely you just get 2 on you, and that's okay, and you can get that back. So you just got to be really careful with that when you're flying the E-Wing, that you don't do that. And you can do this round, and the next one obviously is you're going to do a green, and you're going to get a shield back, and you're going to do evade. Or barrel roll, depending on where he moved, and get out of arc. If you can't get out of arc with the barrel rolling on your little regeneration little flight, you definitely want to put the evade on. So Don't gamble with the focus. You need the evade because you just don't know. Don't always play it safe. Always play it safe with that. If you start taking chances on a match like that, he can't beat you. If you play it safe though and you keep your shield, you can go against these other ships and they're not going to have a chance against you. They'll get close, but they're not going to be able to blow up your ship, and you'll be able to take out multiple ships. Obviously, don't let yourself get double hit by both of them. You're going to have to fly completely in another direction, forcing a one-on-one type of fight against that. E-Wing is very good for dogfighting. He is your go-to ship for that. He's the one that you want to just get in there, punch them hard. If they have a big ship, you just want to get them in range 1 and just hit them twice, and they have no evade. You can take down the Decimator and the Outrider and a IG-88 or any large ship really, really quick with those hits up close. So that's just a little advice on playing him. He's gonna go good in any Rebel squad you want to make. So some pairings though that work really well with him, I would say, would be the dash, or we call the super dash, and that's going to be Dash Rendar. He has that great ability where he ignores obstacles. So when you make this build, your 3 obstacles you're going to want are going to be giant, the biggest asteroid fields you can get. So that's going to want to be with your build. And then Super Dash's upgrades are Push the Limit, Heavy Laser Cannon, Kyle Katarn, your engine upgrade, and Outrider. So that's a lot of points. It's 58 points. Usually when I play this build, it ends up being the E-Wing finishing off those evasive ships. And that's what you want. You use the firepower of these two to take out any large ships or powerful ships that have a lot of hit points. You take him down really fast with his double tapping and his range 3 attacks with the heavy laser cannon. You can take out any, and what you'll be left with is you want to have at the end. You want to have the E-Wing still with his shields and his hull, and to do those dogfights at the end with just like 1 or maybe 2 of those evasive ships that you had a hard time getting any hits on during the beginning of the match. So what works, I won't get in really into Dash too much. I can do that in another video. But the synergy with these I found to be the best. Engine upgrade is like on a big ship. Because he has a donut hole, if you get in range 1, you can't do an attack. So you want to make sure to do that. Kyle Katarn will give you, works well with Push the Limit, and he gives you that focus, obviously. So if you guys want to see me go into how to flying this ship in another video, let me know. Other than that, that's a good pairing. So another one would be the any kind of build with Han or Chewie or Lebo. I mean, not Lebo. Yeah, and standard kind of stuff. Gunner, C-3PO, Millennium Falcon, Predator, engine upgrade. There's a lot of different ways you could do Han or Chewie. Just work the points out right. They work well together because you have a large ship that can take a lot of hits, and then you got your evasive. They complement each other well. I've seen them with X-Wings as well. Maybe not as strong, but if you really like X-Wings, they go well together. Like you play Wedge and like Wes. Whatever upgrades you put on them, just make them hit hard, basically. And you're gonna fly them like in formation like this. Oh no, I'm sorry. He's a 10. You want him in the back, and you just fly them together. And Wes obviously his ability, he takes off their focus or evade tokens, and Wedge takes away their evade. So he'll just strip those tokens. He'll do a little damage, and then the E-Wing will finish them off. It's a nice little squad. It's really fun, kind of iconic. I would definitely try that one out, especially if you want good practice with X-Wings. Also, Jake Farrell works really well. With usually with push the limit on him, and it makes him very, very tricky little build. Takes them hard for them to log you down. You can supplement that in with any type of X-Wing that you want to fit, depending on how you want to play. If you feel like you want to take a little more hits, you can get in a Blue Squadron in there. That works too. Or if you want to put in a Gold Squadron with the Stress Mech, that's another one that works well too. I've tried that. So that's good with those builds. Any other ships? I don't know. I don't think they do all that well with him. He does best with just having the large ship with him. So the YTs, I think, are probably the best option. You can also go with if you like to have a lot of ships, you can go in with a little mini swarm of headhunters. I think you can fit an A-Wing in there, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check back on that. But they work really well if you want to have but if you don't have a lot of experience with swarms and navigating a lot of ships really well and working that, then I would suggest against it. If you want something simpler that you feel like you just want to get solid with something, then I would go with the Outrider. Overall, I think it's probably the best one with him. And then secondly, the Falcon. And then some kind of combination with X-Wings or A-Wings would work really well. All right, well, that's about it. As always, let me know if there's any questions or and leave any comments. And please subscribe. Thanks. Fly Casual.